finals here in Sukoro. First ever here in European Cup bouldering for the IFSC. We are really excited how this day will go along. Yesterday we had great qualifications, and today we are going to have, I'm sure, great finals. The 10 athletes are ready to be presented on stage. They are going to have 4 boulders, freshly built after yesterday. And they are going to have 8 minutes observation time before they go back to isolation and start their climbing. So, ladies and gentlemen, athletes are ready to be presented on stage. So please welcome them with a great round of applause as they are going to come out on the mat, ready to take on the finals of the Under-17 Championships. So now comes the finalists from the Under-17 category. Great round of applause for the guys. 10 of them have made it into the finals yesterday. Number 53 from Spain, Bernat Muné Guitard, 10th in Molde, 5th in Shore last year. We have also from Spain, 16 years of age, Iker Garcia Pereira, his 4th race this year. 16 years of age, number 83. We have Thomas Kroom from Great Britain, also 16 years of age. We have from Slovenia, Matej Rajšek, number 59. And of course, we have his compatriot also from Slovenia, Lovro Tomažin, number 56. Then we have a great Czech climber, Timotej Cermak, number 57. Then all the way from Austria, herzlich willkommen, Adrian Katan, Dritte in der Meisterschaft dieses Jahr. And all the way from Italy, Leonardo Donola, number 61. And we have a Swiss climber, 8th in the European Championship this year, Moreno Ghilardi, number 95. And last but not least, the best man from yesterday with the number 60 from Italy, Matteo Tranquilli. Good luck, guys. We are looking forward to cheer you on this final today, and you are going to have 8 minutes observation time now for your boulders. So once again, great welcome to our viewers on the live stream. This is the second day of competitions here in Sukoro, Hungary, the first ever IFSC European Youth Cup for bouldering. We are excited. Everybody's excited.
Nem változik, és nem is hallatszódom, hogyha benyomom a gombot.
So the time finalists from yesterday. During observation time. They have now 8 minutes altogether to watch all the 4 boulders that they have. This is the first time they see the boulders, of course. Beforehand, they didn't have any chance to take a look at it. So that's how the competition will be fair and square for everybody. After these 8 minutes, they have to go back to the isolation. They cannot see, they cannot hear what the others are doing. So they don't have any idea how those boulders are going to present themselves.
And as you can see in climbing, we have this beautiful spirit of community where competitors discuss with each other the potential solutions to the different boulder problems. You often see not only members, team members from the same nation, but also across nations, climbers with a similar style or build. They like to exchange strategies and discuss together, because ultimately it's a competition, as Lottie said yesterday, with the boulders, not that much with each other. After the observation time, everybody will have to go back to isolation outside. So whatever they can remember now from the boulders, they can keep thinking about that outside.
That is a very interesting part of climbing, I think. That you go there, touch the first hole, that's the only thing you can touch on the wall. Look how the boulder was built, and you have an idea how to make your movement sequences. And then you go back to isolation and you will remember what you have seen, and you already have those visualization moves, how we are going to climb.
Exactly. And interestingly, in lead climbing, you can also even see some athletes with a little pen and paper when they are observing, making little markings to draw the line of the route, to be able to remember it, because of course it's much longer sequences in that case. So this is less customary in boulder, so they just try to remember these short series of movements, short but very hard series of movements as they are in isolation. And as you said, they will not really hear much about the crowd when they are outside, but often when competitions are held outdoors and the isolation zone is just behind the stage, they can infer from the crowd reactions, because they know who goes on which boulder at which time. So they can infer from the crowd reactions, oh, okay, he fell into the crux, he almost made it, or he actually made it. So they can sort of deduce from that their ranking. Maybe another interesting thing is, of course, climbers see each other when returning back to the isolation zone. So there are often boulders that you suspect, okay, you can graze your knee here, you can bump your elbow there. And when people arrive with their bruises and they are using their massage guns on different points that can confirm to you, yes, okay, I have to watch out for this point. I have to know that, yes, with this jump there is this risk. So
you have to be a sort of detective.
yes, you can see all the little signs. Also, there is a lot of strategy going into how you distribute your time during the observation itself, and then the strategy about your focus on the different boulders. So some people prefer to play to their strengths, whereas others want to achieve quite well on all of them. So this will determine how much you keep thinking about them and how much effort you put into them when it is your turn. So if you know very well that something is going to be extremely challenging for you and probably not likely that you will top it, maybe you will spend less time thinking about that or less effort trying to do that, and instead you will focus on the other three and so on. And while for the qualifications, the competitors get a video showing a potential beta for the boulder problem, here for the finals they do not have this. So they have to figure it out from scratch. And there is 1 minute left from the observation, so they have to take what is left of the time to quickly think through what they couldn't observe before. You see they livened up a little bit from this beep. And the observation time is up, and the athletes are asked to go back to the isolation zone, and the judges are taking their places. We see prominent members of the Hungarian climbing community, the coaches and instructors and route setters of the best Hungarian gyms are here. They've received training from the IFSC again for this competition to make sure that all the system will be exactly how it is intended. And the judges immediately register the results into digital devices, and that's how our scoreboards get updated almost immediately, but as we saw yesterday, not exactly immediately, onto the IFSC website, tracking the results.
So the first climber on stage, we are going to welcome Bernat Munier-Guitart from Spain.
The athletes are not coming out yet, if I understand correctly. There's a bit of a delay.
I think they will have to wait until the 4 minute ticks out.
Yes.
And then they start with the next rotation.
Yeah.
So the first one will be Bernat Munier-Guitart from Spain. Then we have Iker Garcia Pereira. Then Toma Krum, Matej Rajšek, Lovro Tomazin, Timotej Cermak, Adrian Katan from Austria, Leonardo Donala, Moreno Gilardi, and Matteo Tranquilli. These are your 10 finalists for today. youngest will be Leonardo Donola. He's only 14 years of age. He was third yesterday. We will see how he evolves.
Impressive.
Today. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's usually a field of mostly 16 years old. Yeah, we have a few 15-year-old guys, 4 of them. 5 of them are 16 and only one 14-year-old, Leonardo Donola.
Usually the prodigies like that are people to watch to appear a bit early on the adult circuit. Exactly. Sometimes we have those 17-year-olds who are beating through the adult circuit. So
yesterday we had great qualifications. I enjoyed watching it, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, the girls were absolutely hammering, and also the guys were really great.
Yes, and we saw that even in the younger age category, they could figure out many of the boulders. Yeah. So there wasn't such a huge gap between the different levels of experience. So you can already see that the young generation is catching up quickly.
It's going to be interesting which boulder will give the most problems for the guys, which will be the hardest one today to figure out.
Oh, indeed. I didn't even have a chance to properly look at them yet. You can also see, I don't know if the viewers were watching during the observation, you can also see that the boulders are more stretched out on the wall, so it's not as cramped as yesterday when they had to set many boulders next to one another. Now it is becoming more spectacular. It's as if you have enlarged the picture somewhat, so you will be able to see big, wide movements, long jumps. It will be quite a spectacular thing to watch.
So half a minute, and hopefully Bernard Monet-Guitard will be ready to come out on mat. Spanish coaches are ready, that's for sure. So 5 seconds. So a great round of applause for our first competitor from Spain.
Bernard Monet-Guitard.
He was 10th in Molde and last year 5th in the Sower European Cup. 24, 16 years of age.
So as the tapes are indicating, he has to put one limb on the 2 lower holds and 2 on the starting handhold. And a beautiful attempt at this coordinated jump out left.
Yeah.
It's still a time to acquaint oneself with the boulder. And for a first attempt at something so far, it was quite good.
So fresh chalk on the hands. Now comes number 2, try number 2.
And here as well as in the qualifications, the point rules are the same. So for each attempt, 0.1 point is taken. Beautiful, and one step further. He got one step further on that boulder compared to the previous attempt. The beautiful sideways sachet.
Quick cleaning with the brush. Of course, traction is very important.
Yes, even though this set of holds seems again super new and super clean, so I'm sure they are very good. They have very good friction.
I just heard that yesterday that we have a great Hungarian guy who is absolutely into climbing. He's also competing himself, not on this stage, but in Hungarian competitions. He's absolutely an avid climber, but he's a craftsman for wooden stuff. So he has made some volumes that were already introduced yesterday in the competition.
Oh, really? That's
which
amazing.
is, I think, it's a absolutely great success for him. That
That's
his love for the
wonderful.
sport will be introduced like that. So
Yes, and wooden holds are becoming more and more of a
yeah.
thing.
Well, it's actually, I'm not sure if it's the holds or only the volumes, but anyway, it's great to see someone so dedicated to the sport
It's wonderful.
doing this stuff.
So I think we're seeing the fourth attempt now. And the previous one was a bit too energetic, so one has to go with just the right amount of momentum. And we saw in the previous attempt a bit of an over-calibration, so he went with a bit too much energy. And now in the current one, he tried to correct that and went with a bit too little. So now we're looking for the middle.
He still has 40 seconds. So let's see. It's very nice how he takes on the start position. Oh, a little slip with the foot. 10 seconds gone.
He still has 25 seconds, so for a zone at least, it should be. And that was so close. Come on. He still has 15 seconds, can use it to try to secure that zone.
Yeah, that's so hard.
He seems to have down the sequence now.
It's just,
So,
yeah, it's just.
and, oh, that was so close to have a zone. Very close to have a zone.
It's just the direction of the jump that takes you out of the wall. So you have to master that absolutely perfectly.
Yes, and the momentum with which you arrive there, it matters a lot as well.
So now welcome on stage our second climber, Iker Garcia Pereira. This is his third ever European Cup on this level, and he was also present at the European Championships. He was 41st there, 16 years of age, so not so much comp experience on this level, but making already his first final. This is great.
It's a great achievement. So he's trying to get comfortable in establishing, and he decides to leave out the higher hold of this coordination move. Wants to go just with the lower one as a sort of interim hold, just holding it long enough to get some more momentum to get to the zone hold, which is a different strategy than we saw from Bernat. And it seems like it might be the right strategy for him. So instead of going left, right, both, he goes with both hands on the lower hold and then immediately to the zone hold.
Yeah, sometimes the route setters are making a little bit fun of you, putting a hold there,
Yeah.
which you think you should use, and it's
Yes.
just there to to turn away
Distract you.
yeah, distract
Yes,
you exactly.
And the next level of that are of course block holds, which are put there to make your life harder. In fact, purposely. Oh, that was really, really close with a bit more momentum maybe needed in order to stick out the leg to the left with enough force so that you can hold the zone hold properly. Because again, as we saw yesterday, this is a side hold, which you have to hold from the left. So in order to hold that in properly, you have to be able to generate a strong push with the leg from this left long, beautiful volume that we see.
So let's see his next try. 1:45 to go on the clock. And it's pretty hard to start with such a dynamic boulder, because all the tries that you put on the wall rubs your skin.
Yes, for sure.
And anytime you pop off those holds, so it's gonna kill your skin in the first boulder, and you still have 3 more to climb.
Yeah, for sure.
And they already had qualifications yesterday, which of course doesn't really help the skin.
And
Ow!
nearly stuck it. I think there is a key here, which is where he turns with his hips and with his body.
Yeah.
So he seems to still face more or less the wall when he does this move, and it will make it easier to hold that C shape with the body if his hip would be looking to the direction he's going to, basically. So looking left. And why I think he managed to hold it for a bit longer this time was because his body naturally turned that way, but then he turned it back to look towards the wall. And so close.
Yeah, he doesn't really find the direction that he needs. Still has half a minute. Time is running out for him.
Yeah. And nearly had it. There are still 18 minutes to go, seconds. Come on, 13 seconds. It's enough for the zone. Come on. Come on, Iker. Oh, that was so close. You know, this is exactly a type of moment that if you're in a gym and you are working a boulder like this, you would just go to that hold and feel the body position to feel what it is that I need to arrive into, and then you would start from the beginning. But this is something that you can't do here.
So next athlete on stage, Thomas Kroom from Great Britain, 16 years of age, 168 centimeters high. He's only two athletes I have the height of from the finalists. It's his second competition. He was 21st in Molde, so this is his first final. And of course, those guys who have already climbed, they have 4-minute arrest, and then they come out again for the next boulder. So that means Bernard Monet-Guitart is on his second boulder now.
Will be in his second boulder in 4 minutes.
Yeah. Or now let's see if Thomas can start something with this first boulder.
Ah, no, he's already there, Bernard. Yeah. Okay, sorry. So he's instead of using the first volume to get up, he is getting up in a dynamic way. Touches the first hold so that both hands were there, and trying to start this left sachet. Meanwhile, we see Bernard wrestling with this power boulder. The man's second, trying to find that little crimp. It's nearly there, and he found it, managed to get it, holding it in from raw shoulder strength, trying to get in a toe hook on the right. It is a wrestle, what we are seeing here. A big fight against gravity from Bernard.
Yeah, and you're just like there, like Jesus there, with the crosses.
Yes.
Brutal.
Completely.
This is absolutely
completely extended. It's something that anyone above 20 would get a shoulder injury from holding this move for so long. So we see Thomas starting again. Oh, and very, very slow kind of dynamism he applied there. That was nice, but it wasn't enough to carry him all the way to the zone hold.
1.5 minutes to go. Thomas is studying the upper part of that route.
Yeah, you don't want to get surprised if you somehow manage to stick a move and then be like, what was after? You know, it's better to have some idea of what happens after.
And this second boulder is not a boulder where you have really many tries to give.
Yes,
it's gonna sap your energy straight away.
Yes, it's a very good idea to observe.
The pump is already there.
Yeah. Well, and they also have all the mileage of yesterday. That was, again, a beautiful floating type of jump.
Probably the last try of the Spanish competitor, Bernard Monet-Guitart.
Beautiful heel hook, trying to edge up. And he got the zone hold, which he already got in the previous try. Also got the crimp for the first try now because he once already felt where it was. So trying a beautiful high heel and edging completely horizontally on the wall. That was a beautiful progression from Bernat and a good effort from Thomas.
So those guys go back to have 4 minutes rest. And we are going to welcome the next climber on stage, who is coming from Slovenia. He's been really consistent this year in the European Cups, 4th, 7th and 6th, so he was taking part in all finals. But the European Championship wasn't really good for him. He was only 34th, 16 years of age. Matej Rajšek from Slovenia.
And we also have Iker Garcia Pereira back on the second boulder.
So the first zone is for 5 points, the second zone for 10 points, and you lose 0.1 points for every try and every unsuccessful try, and 25 points you get for the top.
Excellent try.
Yeah, that's what nice.
Excellent try from Matej.
And then for Iker, the start was not good, so the judge calls him back, and the judge herself is a great Hungarian climber.
Yes.
Esther from Szeged.
Yes. So that the not right start means that there are tapes indicating how many limbs should be on the starting holds. We nearly, for the first time, we nearly see that move being stuck by Matej. So if you are just like letting one limb loose, for example, and not touching a hold with it, that is usually a false start or not correct start. That would mean that even if you would progress or manage to hold a zone or a top hold after, this is not considered as a point. So it's better to just tell the athlete to come off and start it from the beginning properly. We are seeing some great tries all around now.
So Matej is on it again. Now comes the jump. And
nearly held it in.
That was the closest, I think.
Yes, and you can see that he is facing the wall, but he is leaning as much as he can towards his right side when he does that, because you need to have weight on the right side in order to hold in this side pull.
The problem is that the dynamics just turn you out of the wall, so you can't really stop the movement. That's what he should somehow manage to do, to stay on the right.
Yeah, and the easiest would be to turn the body exactly left as much as he can. That was so near.
He was so surprised.
Yes, that he dropped it. That happens sometimes. But you saw the turning back to the left.
Just a little slip with the hands. But now I think he feels what to do.
Yes. So let's see. Oh, come on, you still have more than a minute, Matej.
Now let's see
Iker. And we are seeing Iker as well, wrestling with this very powerful boulder. Will he use the same method as his compatriot before?
He can't adjust the left hand to reach the crimp.
Yeah, you only need to touch it once to after be able to find it again, as we saw in the previous round.
40 seconds to go. Little rest for Matej. Now he starts again.
And he's back at it. Come on, Matej, you know what to do now. And exactly, you see the turning to the left with the hips, it saved it. Beautiful, come on, Matej, so close to the top, don't rush now. Oh, probably some more establishing, stepping out with the right foot on the zone hold and establishing better would have helped him. So there is no time to make another attempt, but great effort from both climbers.
And Matej was the first to reach this 10-point zone on the first boulder, which means he made it from 6 tries. That means 9.5 points for him. And the two Spanish guys didn't score any points from the first boulder. So let's welcome on stage the next climber, who is also from Slovenia, 19th from the European Championships, 15 years of age, Lovro Tomazin. It looks like the Slovenians are very good at figuring out these dynamic moves. Let's see how he evolves.
Well, they have a wonderful team, and they have Janja Garnbret, who is a sort of queen of those type of movement and of being flowy, allowing the body to go with the momentum and then allowing it to come back. This was very, very energetic try with a little extra skip with the legs. Those legs should come left a bit sooner, as we have seen previously.
And meanwhile, Toma Krum is on his second boulder. He also didn't reach the he also didn't reach the zone on the first boulder, Toma.
So on Matej's try that we have just seen, he was going much slower, nearly statically holding the interim hold. Those holds are there just as an interim, just as something to gain more momentum from.
And meanwhile, we can already see the third boulder for Bernard Monet-Guitard.
Exciting. So we are seeing a bit of a slabby moment there. Or maybe it's intended to be also coordination, but the foothold seems so small that it's more likely to want to be a slab. Exactly, and he's doing it so slow. So nice, beautiful foot switch, but the center of gravity was a bit too much on the right in order to be able to hold that with the foot. So usually with these tiny, tiny footholds, if you don't have good handholds to make tension with, it's best to be just above them in order to switch the foot, not on the side.
So Toma is getting higher, but just falling again.
But he did secure a zone as well.
Yes, and that's important.
So far, everyone has reached that point. That was the best try so far, I think, for Matej.
But he already used 3/4 of his time. 3/4.
It's a work in progress.
Yes, it is. And it looks like this slabby climb is also giving some headaches to the Spanish competitor Bernard Monet-Guitard.
For sure. It's a strange boulder in the sense that it requires you to speed up for this first jump and then to slow down again for this next part. It's playing with the mind of the athlete a bit by breaking the flow. And we see Kroon progressing the furthest so far on this boulder with a feet first solution, being completely horizontal and managing to find that crimp, going heels first, toe first, trying everything. That was a beautiful attempt.
Well, the guy has strength.
He has strength and he has technique, and he's using the entire body there for this. That was a very energetic try from Matej to close with. Beautiful effort all around.
So another rotation coming, which means we are going to have another new climber on stage, who is going to be Timotej Cermak from the Czech Republic. He is 15 years of age. This is his first final this year. He was 9th in the European Championships in Troje last year, 2024. There's Timotej Cermak. So what can he do with the first boulder? This is really giving headaches to all the climbers. No tops have been seen on this boulder yet. We also see Matej Rajšek on the second boulder. And Iker Garcia Pereira on the third one.
Yes.
So Rajšek is going up the power boulder.
Oh, beautiful. He found the feet first solution as well. And trying to match there before finding the crimp. Those are tiny, tiny crimp edges. And will he manage? But where does he go? Wow. I wonder what's the idea there. Is it to make space with the foot so that only the tip of it touches that hold and match the hand to the foot, or what's the idea? It's crazy.
Probably he wanted to put his hand on there where the foot was, but
yeah, I don't know if this is supposed to be a campus or if they are finding it right, the fit first solution.
But he's the second one.
Themselves.
He's the second one to find the same solution.
Yes.
So.
And in fact, I mistook the two Slovenian competitors just before, so I'm sorry for misnaming.
Now the second Spanish competitor, Iker Garcia Pereira, is trying his luck on the slabby boulder.
Yes, we are yet to see who from this field of climbers is enjoying slab the most. Yesterday it was a bit more centered on power for the guys round, so they couldn't flash that much their slab capacities.
And so far we haven't seen any tops yet, this final.
Yes. Well, we are still early.
So Matej Cermak cleaning the holds, the volumes. And now Iker trying his luck again. Only 1 minute to go, and they don't really seem to be any closer to the solution of any of the boulders. And Matej is on it again on the second boulder. His last try, presumably. So will he change things up?
Looks like he's eyeing it up for the feet first again, and he is. Sticking out, reach across. Oof. It's too bad. It's extremely bad, those holds. They are tiny, they are little shavings.
And it takes all the energy out.
I would guess they are really like a 10mm edge or something like this by the looks of it. Didn't touch it, but that's what it looks like.
So the time is up. Applause for the climbers. They go back now for 4-minute rests, and the next rotation comes out with another new climber, who is gonna be the Austrian Adrian Katan, 15 years of age. He was third in the European Championships this year, and by the way, third last year as well. And he was winning in Graz this year in front of his home crowd. So let's see what Adrian Katan can make today.
Oppa, almost too energetic to start.
Then we will have Lovro Tomazin on the second boulder, I think, and Toma Krum on the slab. And also we're gonna see Bernard Munet-Guitard on the fourth boulder.
So it's the first time we'll see the fourth boulder.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a great progression from Adrian.
And look at the Austrian team also coming out with numbers.
Oh yes, the Austrian team are representing. But quite politely watching. Not a lot of shouting.
Not yet.
Not yet.
If he's going to be any closer, they will be screaming.
And here we can have a sneak peek into men's boulder 4.
So is this going to be the first one to be topped?
classic diagonal climbing move. And a little bell move to the left. Hop, and the Austrian has it. Second person to get that zone, and now without haste without haste, should. Oh, and
Wow.
that's the first stop on the men's first boulder.
That was classy.
That was very classy, just enough of a jump, and he was not afraid to put his foot on top of that volume, even though it looks like it's dual texture, but maybe I'm not seeing it right.
So Lovro Tomazin. On the power boulder. Nicely using the heel hook.
Yes.
But this is only the first part. Now comes the harder one. Oops,
Yeah.
and he's down.
Yeah, those holes you better arrive with a bit less momentum on something so tiny. That's beautiful, meticulous foot switch there. He managed to do it because he has good side pull on the left side. And
Nice.
So
That's
tiny
monochrome.
adjustments. And the hip twisting right ways to step across, I imagine. Oh, yes, that was a good idea though. This little sticking out the foot to the right, as you will see. Yeah, he was sticking out the right foot after stepping across to get some purchase on the wall to counter pressure, to put counter pressure for that side pull. But it was not quick enough, and so he barn doored, meaning that he opened down from the wall. There are 40 seconds left, so that's not a lot of time to complete something so meticulous. So he has to be focused now, Toma.
Toma did reach the zone on the second and the third boulder, which means he already has 19.2 points.
That's quite good.
Yeah, I think he's third with that because I don't see the top of Adrian yet on the scoreboard. So
There we go.
yeah, now the
Yes,
The name is
I
getting
made the same. I made the same mistake before. Yes.
well, great attempt from Lovro, but doesn't stick the top. He is going back to have some rest now. And now the next rotation is coming. We only have 3 climbers left who we haven't seen yet, and the first of those is coming, 16th from the European Championship, the youngest in this field of competitors today in the final, Leonardo Donola from Italy.
And the Italians are coming to watch. The girl team members came out to support. Easy in the start.
We have Timotej Cermak on the second boulder, Matej Rajšek on the third one, the slab, and Iker Garcia Pereira on the fourth boulder.
And Leonardo just getting acquainted with this first jumpy move, understand the distances. He looked quite comfy on that. Pa-pum-pum. Often, you know, many climbers do find it useful to give a sort of rhythm to this type of coordinated jumps. So say things like pa-pum-pum and or make little counts in their head for that, because they do have a rhythm and it matters a lot with your momentum how you arrive.
So you have to be a musician as well.
Sort of.
A physician.
A physician and a musician. So we are seeing Matej on this slab. Oh, that's an interesting semi-dynamic slab moment.
He's trying different moves.
Yes, trying to get to the right balancing point.
But it's interesting because these types of tries, you usually you can't do it 3 times after and still being on the wall. Usually
Yes.
after the first try you fall.
Yes, exactly. I was going back and forth, seeing the tipping point, experimenting with the tipping point.
Iker is also not finding the way to the top yet on the fourth boulder. We still haven't seen. We have only seen one top yet from the Austrian climber Adrian Katan
on the first boulder.
Yeah.
So we are seeing now good progression, and it's very interesting. We see parallel two very promising starts on the first two boulders, but then everybody is meeting the challenges of the zone hold. So we are back to Matej and his interesting momentum solution. He switches foot, no problem. There is a bit of a rushing that I see here. It's it's interestingly, it can serve you if you stick to something that you're more familiar with, and he's clearly more into using momentum for his climbing, like this. But it can sometimes also set you back to be so jumpy. He seems to have found his way though on this slab, and small little bell. Oop! Oh!
Yeah, he was feeling.
He was trying to go with it. He was like, okay, if it's going, then I like it's going to. Okay, whatever. Try to catch up with the legs.
Ten seconds. Last desperate tries from everybody.
And coming down. It's not gonna happen.
So no top this rotation.
No top, but some very, very creative efforts.
So next climbers on stage. We're going to welcome from Switzerland Moreno Ghilardi, 15 years of age, 8th in the European Championship, and he was 5th in Seoul and 2nd in Molde. So he's really having a great European scene this year. Moreno Ghilardi from Switzerland, and we will see how he is coping with the first boulder, how dynamic this guy will be. Looking at his muscles, he surely doesn't lack power.
Yes, for sure. So easily arriving to the start, and then kind of a slow jump. So this interim hold is more to help you propel forwards yourself to the zone hold, but he didn't reach out to try to get the zone hold from there. I wonder if this is just getting acquainted with the boulder, or... Oh, meanwhile...
Yes, it's Adrian Katan on the second boulder.
Yes, with quite a determined attempt for his first goal.
Lovro Tomazin is on the third one, and Toma Krum is on the fourth boulder.
That toe hook solution looked interesting. The others, I don't know. Well, I would put a heel there. I think one of the others also did. So here we see Lovro established on this slabby volume. Oh, and then drops into this side pull beautifully, switching the feet.
How he's using his right hand to balance, that's crazy.
Yes. Very useful, beautiful reaching. Oh, that was extremely close.
And look at Ghilardi. Look at Ghilardi now.
Ghilardi has got the zone and is angling for the top. No rush now. Oh.
He was close.
He was very close.
Still
the
has
left
1.5.
foot could have gone a bit higher, and as we have seen in the previous successful attempt, if you step on the hole that's just above the wooden volume, then you are more likely to establish well on the finishing on the top hold.
But probably that was the loudest scream of the audience for Ghilardi.
Yes.
That's another 0.1 added to the score.
Yeah, we can come up with a bonus point system. Every no hand rest and every loudest cheer from the audience can get an extra bonus point. So he already had that move down. Let's hope that he doesn't get discouraged from this attempt. And we have the judge. Come on, there is great effort everywhere. Right now, the zone is there. There are still 20 seconds left, which is enough. It's enough time. He has to establish well. And he jumps too far out. Too far out. There is this... there is a heel now. And he just discovered this idea of doing the bell move out left.
So that was two really honest tries. I think
Yes,
the third boulder also
very
from
promising tries.
the Slovenian climber, and also
I think these are the types of tries that the athletes are going back to ISO thinking, oh, I could have cracked that, you know.
Exactly. Exactly. And now the last climber on stage, Matteo Tranquilli from Italia, 16 years of age. He was 12th in the European Championships, but he was winning in Molde, so he knows how to win a competition. He was the best yesterday in the qualifications, so we will see another top from Matteo Tranquilli on the first boulder. On the second one we have Leonardo Donola, his compatriot. On the third one we have Timotej Cermak, and we have Matej Rajšek on the fourth boulder.
And trying to find the crimp, and he did, the Italian competitor. And here is where when you take out, exactly, very beautiful controlled way of taking out. The toe hook is what we talked about yesterday as well. Toe hooks are great, but when you take them out, you receive a big swing. And yeah, without the heel hook, apparently it's not that easy to hold on that green boulder. So everybody's rethinking their strategies. We see a big focus, quiet concentration on everyone. And the athletes who have finished their round already, there is just one, is rejoining the viewer crowd.
Matteo was taking his time. And
and
he's sticking it for the first try. Yeah, it's good.
We have a zone there. So let's see if he can find his way of not rushing. And
wow!
Oh, that was really near. Only thing missing was the establishing with the left foot. And then he has it. Even though I still maintain that, yes, oh yes, I want to see that used as a step.
But he was very confident. He was really taking his time until his try, and then he stick it for the first. It
looks like he understood. He understood the move and just wanted to give a good, accurate, rested try for it. Drinking a sip of water. Meanwhile, we see Leonardo on this very burly, bulky boulder, trying to do the feet first solution, and he does. He does. And reaching across to the little tiny crimpy edge. Oh, and then he was doing the hand to foot, but at the same time taking off the foot, which generates a downward pull that you would have to hold in with those two little crimps. That's a very powerful solution. I would imagine that you can do it with a bit less struggle.
So 47 seconds. And now comes Matteo Tranquilli again. And he's holding it, 34 seconds, so he has time to finish it off, but this move has to stick.
Focus, he might come on.
Yes, he does it.
We have a second top on this first boulder. Wonderful. And he brought up the foot to the zone hold, which is what I wanted to see.
Now he's pumped. He's amped up, getting back to the isolation. That gives him motivation for the next climb.
And we only have 6 seconds left, so no new attempts.
So this means that we have seen all climbers on the first boulder. And now for the next rotation, we start with the second, third and fourth boulders. So the first boulder could have been topped. That means we have seen 2 tops.
Yes. On the rest, we are yet to see a top.
Exactly. We have Lovro Tomazin on the fourth boulder. Now the Swiss climber Moreno Gilardi is coming for the second, but the start position was not good. So the judge comes and tells him what he should do otherwise.
Looks like on this men's second boulder, it's tempting not to do the start. Oh, super, köszi. Okay. And he does the feet first. Let's see. Oof.
So far, only 2 tops.
And both of them on the first boulder.
Yeah.
So the setters set the bar high in this finals of the under 17 competition.
So there goes Adrian Catan, third from the European Championships, and the winner of Graz.
Meticulous foot switch with great tension. And little swing, beautifully holding that in. And he manages to do the stick out with the right foot. Beautiful meticulous climbing. Oh, and that was really close. Oh, he's disappointed.
Yeah.
And I get that. Again, the foot should go out more to the right in order to hold that hold, I think. Or into a triangle between the 2 angled walls. We will see. Moreno Gilardi is fighting through the power boulder again. Putting in a toe rather than a heel.
That's another type.
And yes,
that's another type of solution.
Not the feet first solution, but he's making it work. It's amazing. Now he's switching the foot to a heel hook. Beautiful struggle, and then into a
wow,
extreme.
What this man is doing?
Hook knee crunch. Whoa! Beautiful struggle.
He's finished.
That's a beautiful struggle. There is still a minute to go, but I wonder if you will want to jump back to do that again.
Jesus Christ, that was brutal.
That was brutal and very creative. Just going with whatever came to his mind to solve that problem. And here we'll have the slabby opposite. You see how much more this is about the feet. You can see a great contrast between the previous boulder and this one. Meticulously arriving to the zone hold, doing the stick out. Again, it just happened. And now let's see if we can establish with the feet. Right, beautiful, come on. We are so close to a top, and we have a
first top on that boulder.
On that third boulder for Adrian Catan from Austria.
So this is his second top.
Well deserved, meticulous climbing.
And Gilardi is not successful on the power boulder. But this was the most interesting beta, I think, what we have seen from him.
And a very interesting round with 2 progressions that we haven't seen so far, because even though there was no top on men's boulder 2, but the Swiss managed to get the furthest so far that we have seen on that boulder.
And I think Adrian Catan is heading the best way to even win this competition. He's topped 2 of the 3 boulders.
Okay,
So,
yeah, well, we are not
there yet.
We cannot jump the gun yet.
Of course, but
we will see. But this was a beautiful achievement.
yeah, I think he's going to have a great fight with Matteo Tranquilli, because he was the other one who could top the first boulder.
Yes.
And now we see Matteo on the power boulder.
Yes, will he go? Yes, he's trying the feet first.
But how easily
So
he's
did
going.
most of them.
He was not struggling yet.
Yeah, he didn't.
Just
seem
with the
like
placement,
it's
but
really,
from the strength,
yeah.
he still has a lot. And we still haven't seen any tops on the fourth boulder yet.
Yes.
Where we see Timotej
we
Cermak.
see the heel hook and this bell move with the foot. So when you kind of like let go of a foothold on one side of the body, and in a controlled way you swing the lower body to the other side on a foothold.
We see Leonardo Donola on the slab. So no top on the second power boulder yet, and no top on the fourth boulder yet.
Exactly.
Two minutes gone. Leonardo is trying again. The foot is slipping straight away as he wants it to go there.
On the men's second boulder, the power boulder, we have an energetic attempt with the feet first solution. I wonder what's next. Wow, he is accomplishing that without even stepping on the right. And now we are seeing the furthest here.
Yeah, he's powering up.
Such power. Oh, that was a bit rushed. He still has 1 minute and 10 seconds. So if he can reproduce that, but there was a bit of a desperation and the reach out, and it's not a good enough hold to reach out to with this type of haste. As you can see, the final hold there is a tiny hole, a bit of like rock resembling shape, I would say.
That was a very, very strong try. And he spent a lot of energy on it.
Yeah. I wonder if the campus solution is the most energy efficient solution there. And we are seeing the Czech competitor Timotej Cermak, I believe.
That's a pretty mean boulder again.
The green one.
Yeah, the green
we barely saw.
Yeah, I thought this would be the first one to be topped, but
yeah,
so far nobody could reach it.
Yes. And also they are tired, quite tired by the time that they get there, of course. It's the final one. And the time is up. Too bad that we couldn't see a top on men's boulder 2. This was so near.
Yeah, Matteo Tranquilli was the closest to do it, but he couldn't even give another try on it. Or he's saving some power for the next two.
Yeah, I suppose he would have required a bit of regeneration time before throwing a next attempt. There was no time to rest.
So we have Moreno Ghilardi on the third boulder.
And Adrian Catan from Austria on the green. Fourth boulder. And let's see. And he nearly sticks the bamboo. He was the first one, I think, that actually managed to make contact with that foothold with his left foot.
He was straight away looking at his hands. Probably the skin is going away already. But this is the last boulder, so this is the only one he has to do. And he's clearly climbing for a top position.
And Moreno Ghilardi from Switzerland has done very nice, easy jump. outright. Oh, he wants to save the foot switch by doing this very smart feet first stepping solution. It's a great idea. So
Elegant.
Very elegant. And let's see if he can slowly tip over to hold that zone hold. Great control. Hip very into the wall. And we will see if with the cross step he can hold it and not. The right foot was a bit slow to arrive to this counterbalancing point. And maybe being a bit lower would have helped him as well. A bit more squatted position.
Adrian slipping away again. Asks for a brush. 2 minutes to go.
That foothold looks so tiny. It's basically like it's a green pea. It resembles the size of a green pea. And I think in order to actually step that, this bell move has to be extremely slow.
So Moreno Gilardi again.
Giving another beautiful demonstration of his feet forward climbing. Meticulously placing the right foot, not having to do the foot switch like the others, and edging gradually through to hold that zone hold. There it is, maintaining the tension and establishing it as soon as he holds the hold. And then poof, now he put the right foot quick enough. And let's see.
Struggling a lot. Oh, he sticks it, and now it's only one move away. There you go.
And
the second top.
Second top on the third boulder. Well done. That he did by upper body strength here. It's very interesting, this boulder, because it's jump, slow, jump, slow. That's the rhythm of this boulder. It's a bit breaking the flow each time you adjust to a new style of climbing, and then you have to jump again.
I think this is for a podium position for Moreno Gilardi. We will see in the end, of course, but that's an important top for him.
There are still 20 seconds. And the Austrian managed to stick the move, managed to stick the step. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Oh.
Too bad. That was so close. Isn't it the second time that he gets so close with something? Because he was really good on the two as well, no?
This could decide over the win, probably. If he would have sticked it, this would have been his third top.
So frustrating. Because that was beautifully done. I wish we could see a replay of the foot touching the little nib on the left. Maybe we can rewatch it later at home. That move.
Wow. Well, this is nothing short of exciting.
For sure.
Leonardo Donola on the fourth boulder.
He's not wasting any time in hopping on that.
And that means that Matteo Tranquilli is coming out. There he is for the slab. So this was a boulder that was...
For the jump slab, you mean?
Yeah, yes. This was a boulder to be topped by Adrian Catan. So Tranquilli also needs to top it if he wants to win the comp.
There is a bit of skin burn, apparently. So here we'll see again the foot switch version. Only the Swiss came up with an alternative idea for this. And here the patient moment, slowly edging to the zone hold. You cannot rush on a boulder like this. It's prohibited.
He's already thinking ahead.
Yes.
So what should
Bit
I?
too
What
ahead.
would have I done if I could stick this move? How I could
Yes,
progress with another jump?
Yes. But a bit too ahead, maybe. And also a bit ahead with the upper body, but you need to think ahead if you think ahead also with your lower body.
Yeah.
So how do I establish my feet? How do I generate the right direction of tension for my hand to go where I want them to go?
So we are under 2 minutes. Tranquilly going again.
Yeah, very electric jump there in the start. Doing the foot switch.
This is
Whoop.
this is where you have to be tranquillo.
You have to do, yes, you have
to be calm.
quite tranquil for this. And he already rushed going to the zone hold. There is still more than a minute, so if he takes a breath now and goes zen, maybe.
So 1 minute to go.
Yes, 1 minute to go.
Two climbers in action. Matteo Tranquilli again.
The jump. Already he's used to this jump. And the foot switch.
Oh, doesn't stick
It's
it.
like the rushing is catching him earlier and
Yeah.
earlier on this boulder. And again, he's giving a try. There is half a minute left, so with good focus, maybe he can have an honest go. And now he fell already from the jump, so the rush did catch him earlier and earlier.
And this is going to be important because
He's trying with 15 seconds to go. He's still giving it a go.
if he doesn't stick it, then he's going to be behind Adrian Catan, and he's not going to do that.
Not gonna go for that.
So Adrian Catan still with two tops.
And as opposed to his name, Tranquilli
Wasn't Tranquillo.
was not
no.
tranquil enough, unfortunately, on this boulder.
But he still has a chance on the fourth one.
For sure.
And the fourth one wasn't topped by Adrian Catan, so that's important. Now the Swiss power machine coming out, Moreno Ghilardi.
Let's see if he can come up with an interesting beta tweak like he did in the previous one. Opa.
Doing a little Aimori there.
Yes. Even though I would think he's probably taller. Huh?
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah, but it's great we see this moment because it becomes clear that even the start is not so easy. You know, even it's an entry prize into the boulder. Oh, and he's not trying to go with foot first. That's very hard. So if you bring over both of your hands on the left side and then trying to bring the feet to the left side as well, that makes it extremely hard because you cannot maintain tension in the upper body for sticking out the feet left. So I would think that probably that's not the safest idea.
2 minutes 40 on the clock. Having some rest, Ghilardi. Looking back at the watch. They can check the time any time during their climb.
So this means we are not going to see men's boulder 3 topped. Oh no, we saw men's boulder 3 topped. We are not going to see men's boulder 2 topped.
Yeah.
He goes for a toe hook instead of a heel. The others preferred a heel there, which is also my personal favorite.
Is it?
Yes, I love heel hooks. I find them extremely useful. You can basically convert your foot into a hand if you learn correctly how to use the heel.
Ah, yes. My favorite is the backrest.
The what?
Bed rest, yeah.
Yes, the
Having
double
both
toe
knee,
hook.
yeah,
The
exactly.
double toe hook, yes.
Hanging down.
Bed hang, yes. That's very
Hands down.
nice as well. Sometimes the dream set boulders which start like that, so you have the starting hold inverted, like under you, and you have to hang to start with. That's really fun. Okay, so here we have a start. And now he puts again a toe. He prefers a toe here.
Nice.
And he also prefers to bring both hands to the left, which I don't know.
Yes, he's trying different betas.
That's right. Well, no, he's retrying the same bit actually, because he matches on the left on that big pinch, but then you would have to release a toe hook, and as we already talked about it, toe hook releasing usually gives you a big swing out to the opposite direction. But if you already have both of your hands in that direction,
then you're lost. Yeah.
We see that
the same one. Yeah, he's angry now.
Yeah,
frustrated. Half a minute now.
Yeah, the thing is also it's also a matter of strategy. If you try to insist with your beta, the original one you were intending, and you try it again and again, or you should look for different solutions. And now he's deciding to go for a heel hook solution, but he still decides to match there. And this was a bit closer because unlocking a heel gives you less of a swing. Well, it was a valiant effort, but I think maybe he would have done better to abandon his original plan and go for experimentation a bit sooner in this round.
Still no top on that boulder.
Still no top on that, the second and the last boulder.
So let's see how Matteo Tranquilli could calm himself down for the last try. Because if he tops this, then it's going to be either him or Adrian Catan who is winning this comp.
Yes. And I'm sure they know that. So he also decides to go for a side toe and manages to stick out the left foot because he didn't bring his hand over. And now he switches the pinch, steps across.
Listen to the Italians.
Come on. Italians are very excited, and maybe he got also a bit too nervous, but that was a beautiful first attempt on this boulder. Oof.
But that was a pretty mean foothold.
Yes,
because
it's slip, because like you can so hit your knee on the way down there, you can so graze your shins.
But you see, it's absolutely shiny, the upper part of that foothold.
Yes, there is
no
only
traction.
one tiny point, the one that's being brushed now, that you can step safely. So you have to be super accurate, looking down on your foot and having enough pressure on your foot as well, because the thing is, when there are shitty footholds like this, you really don't want to step them, but in fact, the more strength you step them with, the more they stick. But if you're just carefully placing your foot there, there is less friction, so you're more likely to slip. So you really have to go down on it, trust it, press it.
I think he's feeling this boulder now. It's the same body position as he was doing like in the first boulder. Drinking a little bit, then sitting down a little bit, having some rest, having some confidence. I think he is thinking about having only one more try.
Yes.
And I think he believes that he can stick this.
Yes, I believe that he can stick this also.
He seems a little taller also as the others. It might help him. We will see.
Still half the time to go, so still 2 minutes to go, but I think soonish it would be a good idea to try. Yes, and he decides the same way. He's looking a bit closer, trying to calibrate what to do with those not very nice footholds. And
drinking again.
Yes, drinking again. Forcing some calmness, I guess. There are 1 minute and 23 seconds to go, so maybe he's waiting for the last minute. Maybe he likes the pressure to build up as well.
Probably. Yeah, that's one thing is clear, that he is only wanting to give it one try.
Yeah.
Nothing more.
So what we have seen now was that he was holding on to the little finger pocket side pull on the right instead of bringing the right hand over like the Swiss, and this way he could do the bell move. So, come on. Going out right, the heel hook. Oppa.
And now he's in trouble.
There
Now he's in
is
trouble because...
bit of too much waiting.
But probably he needed that weight. Probably he is feeling that the arms are not that sharp that they were at the beginning of the comp, so he needed 10-15 seconds extra to give some little bit more rest for those arms. But
Putting the toe.
and he's not gonna top that boulder. It doesn't look like he's gonna make it. 20 seconds and he's finished.
Deciding to finish.
And he's giving up on that.
Yes.
A brave effort, a very brave effort from Matteo Tranquilli, and he was really close for his first try, but...
And he did secure a zone.
Yeah.
Which is not something most athletes did on this boulder. So he already got further.
But it looks like then this is going to be a win for Adrian Catan, I think.
Yes. So this is the end of our round for men's U17, and the route setters are quickly back into work to make their tweaks and adjustments for U19 to start. So we'll have a bit of a break as well, I believe.
Yeah, but just a quick recap of the results. If those results are final and ready, we will see. We'll have to double check on it later, but I think this should be correct, that Adrian Catan has won this competition ahead of Matteo Tranquilli and third Moreno Ghilardi. So those are your top three according to our calculations on the computer. I hope it's correct. For Adrian Catan's win, I don't think it's any doubt about that, with the two tops that he made it, and Tranquilli and Ghilardi on the podium. This is how it looks like at the moment.
Yes, and we have not seen a top on the second and the fourth boulder, which are the two boulders that are being tweaked right now for U19, by the way.
Yeah. So two tops from Adrian Catan, one top from Tranquilli, one top from Moreno Ghilardi, and those are the four tops altogether. So these are your top three: Catan, Tranquilli, Ghilardi. Congratulations, gentlemen. It was a great job, great competition, very hard boulders.
And very, very creative and interesting solutions.
Yeah, and we will see how it evolves for the U19, for the next category, which is the next in our program. We'll be back later.
Yes, stay with us. We are supposed to, in only 6 minutes, we are supposed to...
9:55-kor jön elvileg a presentation, aztán observation. Ez szerint. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's start with the under-19 finals for the Youth European Cup here in Sukoro. 10 finalists coming from yesterday's qualifications. Please welcome on stage our 10 finalists. You don't hear it outside? Can I get some sound on the local, please? Can I get some sound here on the local scene, please? So let's see if we can get some sound on the local presentation. Let's see how it works. We are ready, guys, for the 10 athletes coming out on stage in a minute. Hopefully you see the sound. No sound yet? No sound yet? Let's see if we can start with the calling out of the athletes. Tegyük meg ki a hangunk. Ez az. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's start with the under-19 finals, the 10 best climbers from yesterday's qualification. Please welcome on stage Timo Ossip from Germany, Maciej Palka from Switzerland. Sorry, he's a Polish name, but he's from Switzerland. Then welcome on stage Manuel Antonio Pastor Sanchez from Spain, Jan Kreslovnik from Slovenia, Bojan Kirov from Bulgaria, aus Österreich Julian Schrittwieser, and the local favorite Ambrus Nagy from Hungary. Then all the way from Germany, Oskar Pongratz, and his compatriot Jonas Körner. And last but not least, the best from yesterday, the Italian Giovanni Bagnoli. Good luck, gentlemen, for the competition. You are going to have 8 minutes observation time to start the comp today. All the best to everybody. So we are getting ready to the competition, which means 8 minutes observation time that we have seen already at the under-17 age category. We had really great competition, very hard boulders, only 4 tops in that session. Some adjustments have been made to the routes to make it even harder for those guys who are starting now. Of course, they don't have any information on the routes. This is the first time they see the routes. What they can learn from this observation, they can take themselves with into the isolation, then prepare mentally, visualize what they have remembered, and then they can start climbing after these 8 minutes. All climbers will have 4 minutes to climb for each boulder with a 15 seconds changeover time. First on stage will be Timo Ossip from Germany, 17 years of age, 182 centimeters high, 6 from this European Championships. And this is the most interesting part, how they observe the boulders, how they can exchange some ideas, what the best beta would be to climb those boulders. Remember, they can touch the first hold, but nothing more.
Exactly. And you see how the athletes are exchanging ideas about how to do the route. This is very special and typical of our sport. I don't think I'm audible. No, it's again only Laci who is audible.
Come on, we want to hear you.
Maybe I try now. No, still nothing. Tech guys, give me sound.
I need my co-commentator's voice, please. Although I hear her here locally.
Yes.
We need it for the audience as well to hear.
Track 1, 2.
Yeah.
Still not. Okay.
So we have 3 German climbers in the top 10 from yesterday's qualifications. That's a great achievement from the Deutsches Alpenverein team. We also have a Swiss climber, Maciej Palka, sounding a little bit Polish, but my mistake. He is from Switzerland, so the Swiss guys can cheer for themselves also after the U17 race, which was really, really great. Biraldi making that on the top, making it on the podium. And again, Spain is on it with Pastor Sanchez. We have a Slovenian climber in the final, a Bulgarian, and an Austrian, and of course a local hero, Hungarian, and the best one from yesterday, Giovanni Bagnoli from Italy. The climbers themselves, of course, can choose how long they observe one boulder. Altogether, they have 8 minutes for the 4 boulders. They still have 3.5 minutes to observe the boulders. It's very nice to see how they are trying already the moves, what could be the most appropriate way to reach one of the holes and then make it over to the top. Ambros is also exchanging some ideas with some of the fellow competitors. Under 2 minutes observation time still.
We can see the continued discussions between the athletes, trying to work out the finer details of the beta.
The last half minute for observation. So the observation time is up, so the guys are going back into isolation, and then we are going to have the first climber coming out on stage to have his 4 minutes for the first boulder.
I was told that we shouldn't be audible here.
All right, I was, but I think it was only until the observation time.
Yeah.
Then afterwards it stops and the sound goes only out to the live stream.
Too bad. So now the athletes are in isolation, waiting for their round. There are also rules that apply to isolation. They're not supposed to discuss the boulders. They're not supposed to say what happened. They're actually not really supposed to speak other than exchanging massage guns, which is something that happens sometimes. I've had the pleasure to work in the isolation of some of the big World Cups of the adult circuit, and it's crazy some of the things that happen. Athletes are putting super glue into their wounds in order not to bleed on the wall, because that's against the rules as well. And all kinds of quick tape solutions, little bit like Formula One, but for the human body, is what happens in isolation of the adult circuit. So we are waiting for our first athlete to come out, who will be Timo Ossig. In the meantime, there is a parallel event of the Adults World Cup in Bern, where the men's semi-final in Boulder is taking place now.
Did you manage to catch some action yesterday from the World Cup in Bern, or the results?
Oh well, I had a bit of a spoiler in my feed. I don't really love it to see on my social media, because before I get the chance to properly watch things, I just saw these little spoilers on stories and Facebook and stuff like this. Did you watch a bit?
No.
No.
Only the spoilers.
Only the spoilers as well, yeah.
So it looks like we're going to get started. 5 seconds on the clock, so the first athlete is coming on stage. So please welcome on stage Timo Ossig from Germany, aus Kempten. He was 6th in the European Championships this year in Kurno, and he was 4th last year in the European Championships. So he has had some great results in the past and recent past. 17 years of age, 182 centimeters high. Timo Ossig.
And so this is the first competitor of the under 19 and under category of this World Cup. And
wow, nice.
Easy job of this first jump. We have seen the younger competitors struggling a bit with that. Establishes himself for this jump, and
there you go with the first top of the day.
Easily catches the top. This was as if he was just warming up, showing the younger ones. This is how it's done. This boulder. Very long limbs as well, though.
Yeah.
You could see he's really long, and he barely had to jump in order to in order to do that compression catch of the top hold.
That's so interesting because if the data is correct on the IFSC website, then he's 182 centimeters tall. He looks tall.
Yeah.
And if it's correct, Bagnoli, who won the comp yesterday at the qualification, he's 150.
Oh wow!
32 centimeters lower. We will see how he will manage.
Yeah, how he will compare on this boulder.
But this has been a flash now, so a top for the first try. Of course, the clock will count down for the 4 minutes. So we will have to wait until the 2 minutes go away, and then the next athlete will come out on stage.
I'm not seeing yet on the website our points board.
It will come alive sometime.
Yes, for sure. So we are just waiting for the second, because you need to have the 4 minutes passed for the second athlete to come out. In the beginning there is a bit of a delay like this in order to respect the equal resting time and rotation for everybody. So soon we'll have Palka Maciej coming out.
So just to refresh our minds about the scoring, we have 2 scoring zones. The lower zone is 5 points, the higher zone is 10 points, and the top hold is 25 points. And you get the full score if you do it for the first try. So that goes also for the zones and goes for the top as well. If you make the top for the second try, you get 24.9 points instead of the 25. And also for the zones, 4.9 instead of the 5, or 9.9 instead of the 10 for the second go. So it's important to be able to make your zones or tops for the first try, because that's worth more points, of course. "20 seconds still from this first 4-minute time, and then we have a 15-second transition time before Maciej Palka comes out for Switzerland. He was 9th yesterday in the qualifications. And now it's your turn. Maciej Palka from Switzerland, 16 years of age. He's competed in every round of the European Cup this year. He was 18th, then 12th and 13th in the 3 European Cups, and the European Championship was 46th position for Maciej Palka. So this is his first final this year. Let's see how he copes with this dynamic first boulder. Well, this is not going to be a flash, at least.
Yes,
that's
we
for
had
sure
a
now.
flash before. So differences will now start to become sharper.
So second try for Maciej Palka.
And
looks much better now.
Yes, very floaty. And now let's see if he takes a good moment to establish for that. And that was a tiny bit rushed on the right side.
Just slipping with the right hand.
Yeah. Maybe also didn't step high enough. He didn't have these long limbs as a backup solution to this issue.
Just got confirmation about my friend who has designed those volumes.
Oh,
he's the guy there.
He's the guy.
Yeah, he's
amazing. The guy. He designed those volumes.
The volumes, yeah.
They are
the
so
dual
beautiful.
texture wooden volumes.
So beautiful. I really hope that we'll see more of them in the comps. Everyone listening to us who is in charge of climbing dreams and competitions abroad, Please know that those beautiful volumes were designed by a Hungarian woodworking guy here.
Check out our social channels for that.
Yes. Beautiful. By now he has it down, this first part. And
there you go.
Just under to establish it. And we have a beautiful top, albeit only on the third try. Maybe that will mean a lot. 0.2 points difference can mean a lot now.
Yeah, this is where you really see the point of having differences in the number of tries, because if you have like 10 tops on the first boulder, then the only difference can be made by how many tries you gave it.
Exactly.
So Timo Ossig with a flash, Maciej Palka with a third try top, and we are going to have the third climber coming out on stage shortly. Of course, the 4 minutes will have to count down. This is also an information for the guys sitting behind in the isolation, how quickly someone comes back from the mat.
yeah, absolutely. Did they make a quick job of it, or? Yeah, and it increases the pressure when there is someone who keeps coming back pretty early. It's like,
you know, you're in trouble.
Yeah, you know, you have to get your stuff together. You also know you're in trouble when you see your fellows having to use every second.
Yeah.
But that's a different type of trouble.
So, third climber on stage. Please welcome Manuel Antonio Pastor Sanchez from Spain. 18 years of age. Took part in 2 European Cups this year in the youth category, 17th and 5th. And he was 11th in the European Championships in Kurno. Let's see how the Spanish school is operating on this first dynamic boulder.
Establishes himself securely, nicely. Oh, I think he was determined to flash that. It looked like he was really taking a moment before committing to that jump. And on men's boulder 2, we see Timo Ossig from Germany going with the heel hook. And he's leading with the feet first solution, which we saw many of U17 try as well. And we have an additional foothold placed there. That was placed there in the break. And he's changing around. Beautiful demonstration of flexibility. You can see even with long limbs you can be flexible.
And the Spanish guy is very close.
Establish for a mantle. And both of them are really close. Oh, and we have a
there you go.
First time today for us to see a top on this boulder. That added little step probably made a huge difference.
Timo Ossig already claiming what a climb that was.
Yes.
So he had a flash on the first boulder. Was this a flash? It was a flash, no? Or was it the second go? I didn't really notice.
That's a very good question. I think it may have been a flash because he was progressing much slower in the beginning of it. It was a flash.
Yeah. So that's 2 flashes for Timo Ossig. Quite a hard start, yeah.
Yes, it's impressive. But I'm quite surprised that an additional jib was added on this boulder compared to the U17, so they made it a bit easier for the older climbers.
Well, they were afraid that it's not going to see any tops today.
Oh, wow. That was nearly too energetic.
140 still on the clock. Well, actually, Timo was 6th in the European Championships, just 2 places behind Bagnoli, who won yesterday's qualification. So it's probably not a coincidence that Ossig is starting very, very hard because from this field of competitors, he should be capable of a podium, of course.
Yes, for sure.
So 1:12 on the clock, and we'll see again Pastor Sanchez trying his luck on the first boulder. Nice, but cannot hold the position. "43 seconds." Asking for some brushing. Now, let's see if this will be the first try for the Spanish competitor. Manuel Antonio Pastor Sanchez cannot hold the position again. 28 seconds. Now it's gonna get rushy.
Theoretically still doable.
Yeah.
But the focus is
Not
gone.
now, yeah.
The accuracy is gone.
And that was...
And with 12 seconds, he
Yeah, that
decides
was
to
the end.
go.
That was the end for Pastor Sanchez, so no top for him. And now another rotation coming, which means we are going to welcome Lan Kreslovnik for the first boulder. And Maciej Palka is going to come out for the second one. So Lan Kreslovnik is arriving on scene from Slovenia, 16 years of age. He was 24th in the European Championships, in the Youth Championships, but he's already competing in the adult scene in the European Cup. And we see Maciej Palka in the second boulder from Switzerland.
And so there was a matter with the start of the Slovenian, so he had to start again.
He's trying to send this move.
That was quite airy,
Yeah.
I would say. That was promising.
So let's see Maciej Palka, how he copes with this powery boulder. Now we know that it's possible to top it out.
Yes, with the feet first solution.
Reaching with
And
the
there
feet.
it is. There it is, reach across. Now he bumps the feet over to the further one to make space for the hand, but the flexibility wasn't there, it seems like. You have to be really bunched up in that position in order to hold with the left hand the little jib that he just liberated with his foot.
So we have 2 minutes 22 seconds on the clock.
So more than half the time they still have. And that was again really, really close. Maybe he was a bit low with his center of gravity, so standing up a bit taller on that would probably be useful. And either the hip turning left or generating a type of tension with the left foot and the left arm so that he can whip back instead of barn dooring off. Pum pum pum, and
Almost.
and almost.
141. Maciej is still visualizing what to do, but he needs some rest because this is a really, really powery boulder. You don't really have too many tries on that one.
And especially so on male too. And
Yes, oof!
here we see this moment of the right side of the body and the right foot coming out, and he wanted to bring it back in, where this is an interesting micro beta thing, that if you allow your body to just naturally rotate back, because usually when you have these kind of whip moments, it goes out and then back, and you can wait for it to come back and only put effort when it's already naturally coming back to place. And if you start to try to catch the swing, sometimes it requires just too much effort. Like here, we see this kind of whip motion often in Janja Garnbret's climbing.
40 seconds to go. Maciej gave it another try, but falling down pretty quickly.
So he goes, oof. Yeah, it's like as if he's losing faith that this can happen. Let's hope he doesn't lose it fully. So still 20 seconds to go. Come on, everyone.
15 seconds. Maciej is progressing slowly.
Up, and we have a zone there. He managed to secure it.
Look at the
Up to
Slovenian.
rush now. Oh, la la. Oh, la la. Too bad.
He got really close. Probably if he would have had one more try, then he might have sticked it. But yeah, that's the life. That's
Yeah. Too bad. And when he caught it, it was like you suddenly didn't understand how come he didn't catch it before.
Yeah.
Suddenly the movement made sense.
So please welcome on stage our new climber from Bulgaria, Bojan Kirov, 18 years of age. He was 14th in Molde in the European Cup scene, and he was 32nd in the European Championships. So not too many competitions this year from Kirov, but he's going really strongly here in Hungary with a good sixth place yesterday in the qualifications. And also now we have Pastor Sanchez on the second boulder and Timo Ossig on the third one.
His first attempt, he's very strong with the Spanish. Oof. That was like exploding down off the wall. Those two jibs spat him off. But now he knows what to expect there, so I expect he will go with new determination after this fall. You do need recovery time though. And the Bulgarian is attempting the jump another time. And it's the first time we see this man from this category, U19, attempt the slab, which is boulder 3. We see Timo Ossig making his try to start.
And that's an important climb for Timo, because if he tops this out, he's going to be way ahead of the others.
Yes, albeit it looks like slab might not be his absolute strong suit, because on all the other two, he seemed very confident, already establishing himself, and on this, the start is already a bit struggly. He looks a bit displaced. And it is, I think this boulder was set a bit to mentally disturb you, because you have to be very meticulous to start with, then you jump, then you have to be meticulous again, then jump again. It has this on-off style. And
wow,
there he
that's
is.
Nice.
Now he made the decision to make that jump. He's going for the foot switch method. Beautiful tension, holding on the left of that volume, stepping out right. Meanwhile, we also see the Swiss progressing on boulder 2, the power boulder. We are seeing amazing moments on both sides, a bit undercommitted from the German.
This is very good from the Spanish guy.
Here we are seeing a beautiful struggle. He's bringing the knee over beautifully. And will he, yes, will he match it? And beautiful top from Manuel Antonio Pastor Sanchez.
That was worth some venga.
That was worth some venga.
Second top on that boulder.
And very beautifully done. Big celebration.
And what's happening with Timo Ossig? Still down there and preparing for the next try. There he is.
Yes.
Trying to stay in the wall.
Once he found his flow in it, he was cruising it, but then undercommitted slightly for the big jump. The second big jump.
And the Bulgarian is on the zone now.
Yes.
Just one jump away from the top.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm so happy to see that.
Make it statically. No, please. How does it do?
Should be a bit higher.
Oh, he can do that.
But he could have reached it statically.
Yeah.
Should the left foot be a bit
Timo has
higher
just fallen from the top hold. He just couldn't control it. Look at that.
Oh no.
He was on it with two hands.
That's the penultimate hold, in fact, yes.
Yeah.
But the next move seemed very easy for him. So those who managed to hold that managed to do it, but That was excellent effort all around.
What a round.
All around.
This was cool. So let's go on and let's welcome our new competitor on the mat, Julian Schrittwieser from Germany. He's 17 years of age, 12th in the European Championships. So from Austria, of course, he's from Austria, and he was third in the Graz competition in front of the home crowd. Again, the judge is telling him it's not the correct way to start.
Yes, we have seen many in the 17 age category touch that first foothold or those big volumes on the right. Oh, that was such a beautiful slow jump. Nearly not a jump at all. I think this boulder favors longer climbers. So he is making use of this undercling and
almost.
Actually nearly overcommitted to that.
Yeah.
So like the left hand was higher than the ideal place on the left side of that hold. So we are seeing Maciej Palka from Switzerland on the jump slab boulder. So we are in the jump point of it. And he's going for the foot switch method. He will have to hold that edge for that to happen. It's a bit of a knee killer moment. And you have to be switching there. Okay, not elegant, but it worked.
Yeah, right foot correctly placed.
You can see the legs working hard, the calves working hard, a bit of a shake. We call that in Hungary the sewing machine legs. Oh, new type of solution from the Austrian. Even though we know that it favors him as a longer.
Wow!
And there we go.
That was great.
He made it. Once he accepted that he will have to commit to that method, he easily reached it. Feet didn't even cut loose from the long, beautiful wooden volume. So
that's another top from the first boulder. And let's see how Maciej Palka is coping with the slab.
We've seen the most tops on this boulder, but it's also the first boulder, so we'll see if the others prove as climbable. So boulder number 2, Lan Kreslovnik powering through with the beautiful heel hooks left and then right.
Beautiful style. Now comes the power.
And he does a heel hook here as well. Instead of the feet first method, he's going for...
Look at the Swiss. Look at the Swiss guy.
Okay. So he's going with a bit more confidence now. He already felt it. So there is less of a sewing machine on the legs. He's establishing standing up. And that's a bit too fast. We have seen on that boulder previously, you have to be really, really chill in your slow progression, edging over to the right to hold that zone hold. So we see the jump again. He's going, there is only 6 seconds, but if he can secure, oh, no. So he went in the hopes that he could secure the zone within those few seconds, but time was up.
And now the Hungarian crowd is getting ready because the hero of yesterday, number 4 from the qualifications, is coming out. Please welcome Ambrus Nagy.
And you can hear the crowd cheering, happy for Ambrus. He was smiling ear to ear this morning. It is not very often that that the Hungarian team can celebrate someone in the finals, so this is a big moment for the local crowd.
And it was almost paralleled by the women's team because they were really close to the final yesterday.
Yes, indeed.
So it's not going to be easy to commentate now because I think the Hungarian crowd will be really noisy now. trying to give all the power to Ambrus to be able to make a top on the first boulder.
And that
first
was
try
a
not going.
good first go.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we also saw the first attempt on the green boulder by the U19 division.
Yeah, that was Timo Ossig, who is on the green boulder now. Pastor Sanchez is on the third boulder, and Bojan Kirov is on the second one. And still Ossig leading with 2 tops. There he is. That's the Spanish competitor, Manuel Antonio Pastor Sanchez, on the slab. On the dynamic slab.
The dynamic slab. He seems pretty comfortable on it, establishes himself well. Meanwhile, Ambrus has started as well. Yes, here, the little foot out by Sanchez. Oh, that was again closer, a bit.
Yeah. Quite a big fall.
A bigger, yes, maybe a bit higher with the foot on the left, and he will have it.
And look at the Bulgarian now.
Timo Ossig is progressing in the green boulder further than most that we have seen before in the U17. Will we finally see a top today of this boulder? He switches foot on those tiny, tiny, tiny jibs of footholds.
Wow.
And we are meantime seeing the Bulgarian struggle himself up, pushing. And on the green boulder, very exciting, tiny, meticulous movements. He's hoping to maybe go with this is very strong finish. Meanwhile, Ambrus managed to catch, maybe displaced a bit the German climber.
He just couldn't hold it.
So close. The entire crowd is breathing together with Ambrus.
The crowd is just exploding.
I'm sure he's feeling the support. Let's hope he doesn't experience it as a pressure.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Spanish climber establishes himself. There is 1 minute left. It's still enough time for any of these boulders. And quickly, a bit quicker he needs to be with the right foot to counterpoint.
.42 seconds to go. Timo Ossig tries for the next time. And also Ambrus is on it again.
We have seen this is a good method already with the heel hook. Come on, Ambrus.
It's very hard.
Pressure has built up.
Yeah. And also Timo falling again.
Yeah, there are 20 seconds left, so the pressure is mounting now. Come on, boys.
Yeah, it's 12 seconds. I think it was enough for Ambrus as well.
Yes.
What a brave attempt. He was very close to the top.
He was very close to the top, a bit shorter than the athletes that managed to top that boulder so far. So probably stepping up onto the zone hold in the Egyptian style that the athlete just before has attempted, bringing the left foot a bit higher on this beautiful long wooden volume would be, I think, the shorter climbers' beta.
And also Timo Ossig leaving open the competition, not topping the third one.
Yes.
So still leading with 2 tops, but he was also very, very close to make a top on this.
The fourth one.
Yes.
Yes, the fourth one. Yes, I think that was a very beautiful attempt that we have seen there. But then I think he got into his head a bit too much and overthinking it.
Yeah, new climber on the scene, Oskar Pongratz. Oskar Pongratz from Wolfsburg, Germany. He was 11th in SUR and 38th in the European Championships in this year in Kurno, but he's already competing in the adult European Cup series.
The German competitor making very quick work here, and
there you go.
A confident jump into that compression on the final hold.
And now he has 7 minutes to rest.
Yes, that's great.
So that was Oskar Pongratz. We have Julian Schrittwieser from Germany, Jan Kreslovnik and Maciej Palka on the second, third and fourth boulders respectively.
So apparently he made that foot switch on the slab but couldn't stick out the right foot. There you are better to be in a bit more of a stood up position. He was really squatting still and his knee was pointing towards the wall, so that's very hard to reach out with the right foot like that. And we are seeing Maciej Palka on the fourth and final boulder of the men's. And he goes out, goes for a toe rather than a heel hook. So far we've seen a heel more useful there. And trying to go out quite dynamically into that tiny little green pea of a jib.
One minute 45 on the clock. And now Schrittwieser again.
Right heel hook, left heel hook, right heel hook. This is like a school boulder of heel hooking. Will he go with a feet first method? Changes the heel to a toe hook and goes with the feet first as intended, probably.
Now the Austrian camp is getting louder.
Reaches across, and now in the little crumpled up position, he decides to go straight for the higher hold, and that's not gonna cut it. Yeah, that was burning the fingertips a little bit, clearly. And we have the Swiss again trying with this bell move out left.
Yeah, but it's very hard to place your left foot on that tiny little
Yeah,
pea.
it has to be much more controlled probably than how it's happening right now. What we have seen before, you have to bring a bit more, pull in the weight a bit more on the shoulders for that tiny fraction of a time while your leg is swinging out left to slow it down, be able to place it.
But it's so risky.
It's very risky.
Lankreslovnik in the meantime, last 18 seconds.
So we see the foot switch, if it will happen, and he goes down low again, making it a bit hard for himself to go out with the right foot. So exactly, yes. So the standing up is what we would need there. But yeah, they're deciding to round this off here. No, it was already end of their 4 minutes.
Yeah, so changeover again, which means another new climber comes out on the mat for the first boulder, and he is Jonas Körner from Germany. And of course, the big applause again for the Hungarian Ambrus Nagy, who is on the second boulder. But Jonas Körner is the new one, 17 years of age, from Braunschweig, Germany. 14th in the European Championships and 3rd in Molde in the European Youth Cup. So expect great things from Jonas as well. But of course, the Hungarian crowd wants to expect great things from Ambrus Nagy on the second boulder. Let's see how he's coping with strength. This is probably the hardest one.
Without the heel hook on the right, which I'm sure he will notice that he can make his job a bit easier with that. But I think there is a lot of anticipation happening.
Bojan Kirov is on the third boulder, and Pastor Sanchez, the Spanish climber, is on the fourth boulder on the green one. Now the crowd is silent. Ambrus is preparing.
Yes, everybody is focusing their mental energies on their teammates.
And it looks like Jonas Körner is not going to flash this, but he can still top it.
Beautiful jump.
Now, and there you go. Second go.
Seemed effortless this try, basically.
Yeah. And it would have been very important for the Hungarian climber to top the first boulder, because that's probably the easiest one to top. Now Ambrus is going up, but couldn't held the right hand.
Yes, not looking very comfortable on this. Spanish climber Sanchez, right?
Yeah, Pastor Sanchez.
Didn't look too comfortable on this boulder.
Adjusting his climbing shoes. Sometimes you even see different shoes on the different feet.
Yeah, exactly. So this is because shoes have different stiffness mainly. So for some climbs you would prefer less stiff shoe, or for some moves and some footholds, and some you need it to be very swift and angled. So you see the leg is more straight here with Bojan Kirov, so you can see the contrast. It was easier for him to reach out with the right foot than the previous competitor we've seen on this boulder.
So now Ambrush is getting ready again. He needs to get over on this part of the overhang. Reaches out, nice.
He's out.
And now.
And he's campusing it basically without the hooks, and goes with the feet first, the intended method. Reaches
nice.
Come on, Ambrush.
Wow.
He's going crazy about it.
That's pure strength that he is achieving now.
He is going. The right foot should be more engaged. Yes, he managed to get above.
Come on, Ambrush.
And the right angle.
Crowd is getting crazy.
Push, push, push. He's putting everything he has. It's not a place to go dynamically into.
No.
So he will have to wrestle his way up, pushing in between. And he pops off. It was too much of a struggle.
What an attempt.
Beautiful, beautiful attempt. I doubt that he will try again within 20-something seconds left, but it was a great effort from Ambrush. And a great effort from everyone all around.
Yeah, the crowd has become alive.
And the Bulgarian is still trying to secure that zone hold. In the 12 seconds he has left, he has this part down, and okay, he managed to use the zone. Probably he will be given the zone from that, because he did touch it, even though it was a bit of a slow fall moment of pulling on it and then doing the quick foot switch. So I don't know, it's a bit neither here nor there if they will give it to him as a zone.
So this is going to be interesting, because the last climber is coming on stage, and he is Giovanni Bagnoli, who was winning yesterday's qualification. He's 16 years of age, and if the data is correct, then he's 150 centimeters tall compared to the German Ossig, who is 182.
Yeah.
He was fourth in the championships, in the European Championships, and sixth in the SOAR European Cup. Last year second in Ostermundingen, but I think he has probably the best chance to beat Ossig. We will see how many tops he can make.
We will see. We will either see a very flexy jump from him at the end of this boulder, or some smart short person solution in order to top this first boulder. But
and
nice.
No, he is not holding it.
But you saw there that he slowed down the swing out and back, so he can also let that just happen instead of struggling against it, and once it's back, to lock it in.
So Oskar Pongrac is the next climber on the second boulder. Julian Schrittwieser is trying the third one, and Lan Kreslovnik is on the fourth boulder now.
So we are seeing the next attempt by the Italian. That was a bit undercommitted, so he slipped off. The Slovenian climber going for a toe hook rather than a heel, and not a bad attempt. I think you should pull yourself in a bit more, working the upper body a bit more, slowing down the swing when you're doing the bow move to the left.
Pongrac is struggling with the second boulder, as many of before him.
Yeah, that's a energy zapping boulder, that one. Strength requires.
Schrittwieser is also struggling with his boulder. Bagnoli is asking for some brushing. What's the time? 1.5 minutes to go.
So the Austrian establishing again for this, and very chill jump, going on to the slabby part of the boulder, switching the feet, no problem. You gotta stay high now in order to put out the right foot, and it doesn't happen. We're seeing the heel hook method again from the German, Oskar Pongratz. And he's not going feet first, changes his mind, does go feet first. Yeah, first, I believe those who managed to progress there decided to go there with their left foot first on the better hold, and just when they are established there, then they bumped over the left foot further. And they
Bagnoli. And he cannot stick the move. 30 seconds. He has one go.
The left hand seemed far. So either he has to go higher or come up with a different solution. It's a shorter climber.
But it's only 20 seconds. No,
And
he's not. Yeah, I think he's finished.
We are not going to see that.
Yeah,
I would have
finished.
loved to see a solution there with someone Egyptianing and doing it statically, putting the right foot on the zone hold and twisting the knee leftwards.
So that was another rotation without any tops. But we have seen all the climbers on the first boulder. Now we go to the second one. Another rotation coming. Already Timo Ossig has finished, just like Maciej Paka and Pastor Sanchez. And Land Kreslovnik has also finished. So now we are going to see Jonas Körner in the second boulder. And of course it means Ambrus Nagy is coming out again, the Hungarian, for the third boulder. And of course Bojan Kirov is on the third one.
And consequently we have the crowd moving.
Exactly. We get some free air now here before us, in front of us.
Yeah.
Everybody's moving over to the boulder number 3.
So nobody's wasting any time.
The crowd is cheering for every successful movement of Ambrus. Let's see how he
And
copes with the slab.
The German is going very strong on the upper body, leading with the foot, manages to bump it over. And we are seeing a very powerful attempt here. Wow, campusing these tiny, horrible holds to make space to step up. He didn't want to get too bunched up. Will he reach? Will he reach?
And he does. And he does.
And we are seeing a top.
What an important top that was from Körner.
Yeah, and it was quite impressive as well. He did solve it mainly from upper body strength, but it was as impressive nonetheless.
As I remember, Jonas Körner also topped out on the first boulder, did he? Do you remember? Because I think the system does not refresh as quickly as it should have been. Because then he's level on with Timo Ossig in the first two boulders. It shows already the second one, but doesn't show on the first one. Nothing. As I remember, it was. I think it was a top. Now let's see.
Okay,
let's see Ambrus.
Ambrus has his own.
Oh, that was a brave try. It's very exciting to watch him how he climbs. Sometimes putting out some unexpected moves.
Yeah. Yeah.
1 minute 25.
Here I think what we could see, we've seen this before with some of the younger climbers, that it is very focused on catching that hold and thinking a bit less on what to do with the feet and the lower body. So that hold, you know, it's not a hard one to hold, but you do need some counter pressure with the feet on the right wall for that to work, and if possible, right foot on the right wall, left foot on just under or on the left, and then you have established yourself into a nice little triangle position there. So let's see if he figures that out now, and we'll...
Oops. 43 seconds, doesn't really have too much time. This is gonna be probably his last chance.
Still very doable.
Nice.
So going on to the slabby part.
Delicate with the feet.
nicely placing the right foot. He's there on the zone.
Yes, he does it!
And come on, Ambrush, come on, come on.
Oh man!
Where is your foot?
Oh man!
So sad. That could have so easily been a top. Forgot a bit about the feet.
He almost made the top.
Yeah.
He got a
Almost
huge
made
applause
top,
from.
but you can even see that almost his feet wanted to use the wall, but he didn't. He was so locked in looking at the next hold. He wanted to compass it from a pull-up, but it was a very, very cool moment.
So now comes Giovanni Bagnoli for the second boulder, and then we have Oskar Pongratz on the third one, and Julian Schrittwieser for the fourth. Let's see how the tiny Italian is managing with the power boulder. Progressing pretty quickly on the first part. Oops, and then loses it from the left hand.
Bit more engagement with the core, I think, would go a long way there. So, Oskar Pongratz edging his way into the zone and attempting this jump as well.
So Timo Ossig is in the lead with 2 tops and 2 zones, 69.5 points. And Jonas Körner is second, but he has only done 2 boulders yet with 2 tops.
That's quite a good ratio.
Yeah.
2 out of 2.
But it's still possible that Timo Ossig will not be beaten should Jonas Körner not be able to make any more tops. Because both of his tops were the second go, and Timo did them on the first try, and he also has 2 zones.
So we are seeing Julian Schrittwieser on men's 4. Will he be able to make a slow going over? No, he's deciding to match there. We have seen that before. He's not in the German manages to top, walking up on the wall, creating tension with the foot.
That was Oskar Pongratz, and that was an important top for him, because with this climb he comes up to second, ahead of Jonas Körner and behind Timo Ossig. So now we have a third potential winner today.
Very exciting. It's going to be a close call on this final. And here you have seen the brushers getting to work. So in the qualifications, the climbers were brushing for themselves, whereas here there is a dedicated brushers team by the organizers. And let's take the opportunity to thank the volunteers who are here with us this weekend, judging and brushing and organizing. Again, matches, but we have seen before that it makes it very, very hard to release that right toe hook if you match on the left. It's basically releasing the toe hook will whip you out of the wall.
I'm just thinking back about how Ambrush has climbed, and he was practically on the hand with 2 on 2 tops,
yes,
just not grabbing, and yeah, within reach for the third one. So he was really, really close.
Extremely close, extremely close.
And how small those differences are, and what a big difference in the end in the result that makes.
Yeah, yeah.
So time is up. Great applause for the climbers.
All 3 was
all 3
almost top. Yeah.
Yeah. And now we're going to have 2 climbers. Jonas Körner is coming for the third boulder, and Ambrush Nagy is coming for his last one. There comes the Hungarian first out from the isolation zone, and Jonas Körner is running to boulder number 3. And this is going to be very important for Jonas Körner because he can overtake teammate Timo Ossig.
It seems to me that Amrush is really, really strong and he likes to play at his strength. So this is an ideal boulder for him. Only the last part, with which is very meticulous with the feet, it might be a bit... And he nearly managed to do that, not even using neither a toe hook nor a heel hook on the right side.
And that's Jonas Körner now on boulder number 3, falling down. If he would reach the zone in less than 5 tries, he would overtake Timo Ossig, as I calculate.
I must say your calculation skills are impressive.
Well, it seems sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Although, yeah, his 2 tops were second go and Timo flashed both boulders.
Oh, he decides to go the Swiss, I think it was the Swiss climber who managed to save the foot swap by going already with the left foot on this hold. And this has to be even slower, as we have seen the edging over to the zone. And here is Amrush. Now he does use a toe hook and he releases that. That's very, very strong from him. And he doesn't need to save any of his power anymore because this is the last boulder. So you can afford to really pull in this in a bit of a compression way between the right finger pocket and this left open pinch, and you pull yourself in a little bit to slow down the swing when you swing out with the left foot. And I think he's feeling that beautifully. It just hasn't happened yet.
And that was a very nice choreography from German.
Yes, and that's a bit rushed again. But here in the middle he managed to do it pretty slow and beautiful as it was intended, I think.
So 1 minute 22 on the clock. Amrush is shaking his hands out, amping himself up, getting some more chalk on the hands.
So for those of you who are not climbing or haven't tried climbing yet, first of all, try climbing. And second, we do this shaking because there is such a thing as a pump arriving to the lower arm. And we are seeing next try from Amrush. And he is managing to stick that, managed to match it. Oh, and reached out left. Just a bit more pull with the foot on the left and he could have had that. So beautiful match. And then the German is trying as well. Amrush is trying hard. There are only 30 seconds. 28.
Crowd is getting behind him.
Beautiful counterpoint from Jonas Körner, and he manages to get the penultimate hold. Will he top it?
No! He's holding his head because he was so close to holding it.
Pressure. 10 seconds, not enough to
just
complete
had a foot slip.
One of the boulders.
He just had a foot slip.
Of a disappointment from everyone.
What a great effort from Amrush as well.
Great effort from everyone, all around.
Well,
wow, what an exciting round.
For Jonas Körner, this could have been the win if he sticks this.
Yeah.
He still could if he tops out the last one.
Yeah. It was a bit of a nerves and being rushed because I think he had it in him.
So Giovanni Bagnoli and Oskar Pongratz are the 2 climbers on the mat. Boulder number 3 for Bagnoli and number 4 for Pongratz. Pongratz already had 2 tops on the first and on the third boulder, which means he's third in the moment. And Bagnoli is not going to win today. That's now pretty much secure. His day was yesterday, the qualification, when he was the top qualifier. But today, these boulders have just been stronger than him.
And we are seeing him do the foot switch original method. And easily finding the right grip with the right foot. Beautiful slow edging, and now we'll see if he sticks out the foot quick enough on the right. The little pointing. Or, oh, that was a very interesting idea. So instead of stopping there, he wants to go directly for the next hold. Well, as we have seen, you need to counterpoint there as well with the right foot to the right side. And the German is doing the bell move. On this move, Ambros was very secure.
Yeah.
And I think this is because it's his natural tendency to pull in from the shoulders. So, because you need that in order to make the slow switch, kind of like swinging from with a slow swing from the right to the left side.
Yep.
So he did that pull in from the shoulders very easily.
So 2 minutes on the clock, a little bit less than 2 minutes. Bagnoli still struggling. He only has one zone from two boulders. Austrians are at it again.
The Germans, no?
Germans, yeah, sorry.
German team
Yeah.
is celebrating and cheering. Yes, well, it zaps your energy, that green one for sure. We see try after try that they get tired. And here, let's see if the Italian sticks with his intended method originally with the jump.
Yes,
and
he does.
He does.
This
Come on,
could be
use
his
the
first
feet,
stop.
Use the feet, dude.
And he does it.
Yes.
That was very confident from Bagnoli, shaking his hand. Finally, I've got a top.
Yes, very nice. And you see that then he walks up with the feet, creating the counter tension necessary to hold that hold. Beautifully done.
He's probably warming up a little bit slow today.
Maybe, and yesterday was tiring as well. They had to do 6 boulders,
Yeah.
very hard ones, challenging quite quickly. So
Yeah, but all of them had to, so...
all of them had to, but you know, not everybody generates quickly. So on 6 boulders also sometimes you can overexert yourself on one or the other one.
And also, if you win the qualifications, you might get a little bit overconfident.
Yeah.
You never know.
Or it can also mean that you've put a lot into the qualification round. Very strategic.
So that's finished for now, which means we only have 2 climbers still to go on the last boulder. And the first of those climbers will be Jonas Körner from Braunschweig, Germany. 3rd in Molde, 14th in the European Championships in Kurno, and now 2nd behind Timo Ossig. Should he be able to top out, he is going to win the competition. If not, I think he's going to stay 2nd, because he's more than 10 points behind Timo Ossig. So a 10-point zone for Flash would not be enough.
So he's going with the heel hook method to bump over into the side crimp pull, and the feet just didn't want to go.
Right now, 3 Germans in the top 3 positions.
Wow. Yeah, maybe the style of these boulders was suiting more the German team. Who knows? They are known to enjoy quite powerful climbs, the German team.
Or maybe they have just rested better.
Maybe.
They had a better sleep. 2 minutes 40 for Jonas Körner. Timo Ossig is leading with 69.5 points. 2 tops, 2 zones. Körner is 2nd with 2 tops in one zone, 59.4 points. Now his next try. What's gonna be his beta?
He does not forget the heel. I thought for a second he will, to hold this crimp side pull, and then he
Tries to
does
reach.
the swing. The swing has to be slower here. Each time we have seen it being successful. You can't just chance it because it's such a tiny thing you're arriving to. The swing has to be slow, so all the upper body, the shoulders, the core, everything needs to engage in order to slow down this bell move.
Shaking his hands. The pump is building up already. Even the slab boulder required some strength.
Yes, for sure. So let's see. And now he
Oh,
does it.
beautiful.
He pulled it in. You could see the shoulders were working so hard to pull in and be able to slow down that swing to the left. That was a beautiful attempt, but we don't know with this much time left, can he go on? It would be very important for him, I think, to secure this zone.
His leg was shaking already.
Yes. Yes, a bit of
hard.
a sewing machine moment there.
35 seconds to go. Maybe the last try for Jonas Körner.
So we do the run and jump. Going up. This sequence is already very practiced.
And he can't do that.
Yeah,
And that's going to be the end.
Swing again became a bit
Yep.
fast. Looking at
That's the second place
yeah.
for Jonas Körner.
Still he seemed proud. He seemed like
Of course.
put into it what he could.
Absolutely well deserved. He made two tops, just like teammate Timo Ossig and also Oskar Pongratz making two tops. Those three guys from Germany have made only two tops. Julian Schrittwieser made only one top. Also Pastor Sanchez made one. Maciej Palka made one. Bagnoli made one. And that's it. And let's see if Giovanni Bagnoli can finish it off with a second top. He is sitting now. Let's see where he is, if I find it in my computer. 7th position, 33.9 points. Should he make a 10-point zone here, that would make him 43.9, which would be enough for 5th place.
So this is something apparently not favoring the shorter climber, but in the end he manages to find a way and decides to go for a toe there. And decides to go for a crossover into that side pull with the crimp, but it seems to work for him, his method.
Now the foot.
Let's see if he can. Oh, wow, that's a bit too powerful to arrive from.
But it's so hard to place your feet, your left foot on that tiny crimp.
It's a jib. We call it either a jib or a pea, meaning like the little
small.
vegetable. Yeah, it's a tiny stone that you're supposed to find with your left foot. And of course, with these kind of things, you know, when it's for the foot, whether it's for the hand, arriving to it with a big dynamism is just not going to cut it. You have to be, you have to arrive to it as slow as you can. Place it meticulously, and he's taking the time to rest with good reason, because every try on this boulder zaps you.
That's the Italian way. Tranquilli also did the same.
The chilling way,
Sitting down to chill.
Yeah, you need that moment.
2 minutes.
Some breathing. Finding your center again. Okay, the decision has been made.
Yeah. He's gonna try something, that's sure.
Yes. So here, just as a reminder, what we've seen to be a more promising method is to pull in with the shoulders as much as you can and tense your core in order to slow down the swing and arrive with a bit more precision on this green pea jib.
1 minute 10.
So he's doing his cross reach method again in order to reach.
Italians
And
are getting loud.
pull in with the shoulder, you see, very nicely, and he manages to match the huge pinch. Can he hold the zone hold? Yes, he pulls himself very in, manages to flip the big pinch hold, and will he? Oh, the foot
That's
switch
so
there,
delicate.
terrible, very delicate. You can see his feet working.
How you go on from here?
Now the knee has to get on top. Oh, he'll
20
be able
seconds.
to let go of the hold on the
No.
right. He doesn't. But that was a beautiful effort, a beautiful try, and we have not seen a top on that boulder on either the U17 or the U19 round.
I wouldn't have thought it.
You wouldn't have thought
No.
it won't be top? Yeah.
No.
It's surprising that there wasn't that. But you know, in the adult circuit as well, it does happen that
Yeah, of course.
there is at least one boulder nobody manages to top, and then comes Janja normally. Anyway, beautiful round.
But that means a triple for the Germans. A podium sweep led by Timo Ossig. He's gonna win this round.
It's going to be a German podium. We are in
Yeah.
European Cup, so the usual Japanese podium, which we see on the world circuit, is not for now.
No. So it's gonna be Timo Ossig winning the under-19 men's category ahead of Jonas Körner and Oskar Pongratz. Those are your top three. Julian Schrittwiese is fourth from Austria, and Giovanni Bagnoli with this last zone climbing up the order to fifth place.
And we'll have a bit of a break now, and we'll continue with the presentation and the observation of the U17 women's round at 12:15. So
In an hour,
So that is, yes,
practically in an hour.
practically in an hour. We're coming back with those finals, and then later in the afternoon we'll have the finals of the U19 female.
That's been great.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, and don't go too far away. Just grab some food and come back for the next session.
See you soon.
See you soon. U17 and U19 category. Please make a great round of applause for our finalists for the event from yesterday. We are excited to welcome all 10 athletes in both categories on stage. So for the U17 category, Eva Pirš. From the Czech Republic, Adela Bodanska. From Italia, Karolina Gradaski. From Croatia, Mara Matutinovic. From Bulgaria, Ida Hristoskova. From the Serb Republic, Milena Kaseta. From Slovenia, Eva Škrilec. From the Ukraine, Yeva Styankova. And also from the Ukraine, Rafael Kazbekova. And for the U19 category, please welcome Olivia Gent from Great Britain. From Slovenia, Marusa Pobobnik. From Great Britain, Connie Bridgens. From Italy, Matilda Liomoar. From Slovenia, Teja Bobnar. All the way from the Netherlands, Bibi Hamers. And aus Österreich, Katharina Bergmann. From Slovakia, Lea Slobodova. From Denmark, Klara Stricker. And from Slovenia, Neža Zajc. Good luck.